What if one of the easiest ways to lower your blood sugar only takes 10 minutes? Not a diet, not some complicated exercise routine, just one simple movement that most people overlook. And the science behind it actually surprised me. In the last video, we talked about how cells stop responding to insulin when they're constantly flooded with glucose. Well, let's just add on to that to better explain how pillar number 2 is going to help us lower our blood sugar. So here's what I didn't cover. What happens to all that glucose just sitting around in the bloodstream? While the cell door is closed and glucose is still piling up in the bloodstream, your body has to do something with it. So it converts it to fat and stores it. Now your pancreas, it doesn't know the door is closed. It just sees glucose floating around in the bloodstream, and so it keeps pumping out more and more insulin. Over time, that constant demand can actually wear the pancreas out, and that's when prediabetes can progress into type 2 diabetes. So insulin resistance isn't your body failing you. It's your body trying to protect itself. The problem is we keep overwhelming the system faster than it can recover. So how do we overwhelm the system? Well, we basically don't allow the cells to completely close. And it's hard to detect that unless you have a Dexcom. So what do a lot of us do? Well, we constantly snack, or we have that 1 cup of white rice, which is 44 grams of carbs. Then we wash it down with some Hawaiian sun. That's 44 grams of carbs. That's over 80 grams of carbs in one meal that our pancreas has to deal with. And although insulin plays a vital role in our body, in excess of it, our body doesn't like that. And that's where exercise and movement comes in. Normally, your body relies on insulin to move glucose into your cells. But when you move your muscles, your body activates a completely separate pathway. No insulin needed. So, according to a research journal published in 2022 called Nutrients, skeletal muscle is responsible for absorbing up to 80% of your glucose in your bloodstream after a meal. So, think of your muscles as a glucose sponge. The more you use them, the more sugar they'll pull out of your blood. Notice the Hawaiian glucose, right? So now on to my personal experience. I made a point when I started this channel last year to consistently work out, which I did for the most part. I did 30-minute workouts on my days off. It surely played an important factor in lowering my A1c as evidenced by my blood work. Now, I'm going to continue doing these exercises because I enjoy them and I want to be able to do cool shit. But I understand that there's people out there that don't like to exercise. They just don't find joy in exercising. And I get it. But I've got news for you. A lot of sources pointed me to this one thing that you can do to lower your blood sugar, and it doesn't have to be an intense workout. I did the research and it's true. What is it? Walking. Walking activates the muscles and helps clear glucose from the bloodstream. A 2013 study published in Diabetes Care found that 3 15-minute walks after meals were just as effective as one 45-minute sustained walk for controlling blood sugar over a full 24 hours. Not a hardcore workout, just short walks after each meal. And if 15 minutes still sounds like too much, a 2025 study out of Ritsumeikan University in Japan found that even a 10-minute walk immediately after a meal lowered peak blood sugar by nearly 18 points compared to just sitting. No medication, no supplement, just walking. Low impact, low stress, simple, and something us busy people can actually stick to. Even after cleaning up my diet and staying consistent with movement, my numbers still weren't I wanted them to be. And honestly, that missing piece surprised me. It had nothing to do with food or exercise, but that last part where I talked about low stress, turns out that stress plays a bigger role in blood sugar than most people realize. I'll break that down in the following video. Let's go. And if you haven't seen my first video yet, I'd start there. It sets the foundation for everything we covered today. I'll link it below.